Well, look, this is just breaking news. This all started very dramatically this morning with photos being released of a line of police cars making their way towards Sandringham Palace, which is, of course, where Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor has been living since he was stripped of his home, his style and also his titles by King Charles. Now, we understand that he is now in custody. Police are searching two properties in Norfolk and Berkshire. This comes after the Prime Minister here, Sir Keir Starmer, said in an interview to the BBC that no one is above the law. It is today that it is Andrew's 66th birthday today. He has repeatedly and strenuously denied any wrongdoing. We knew that at least two police stations, or units rather, were looking into Andrew and his links to Jeffrey Epstein in the wake of the publication of that latest tranche of documents, that some 3 million files that were dropped a few weeks ago now. We understand that this is in relation to allegations of misconduct while in public office relating to his time as trade envoy. The allegations relate to him sharing confidential information whilst he was in that position. I've got the police statement for you here now. It says, this is from the Thames Valley Police, it says that it's important that we protect the integrity and objectivity of our investigation as we work with our partners to investigate this alleged offence. We understand that this is of significant public interest and we will provide updates at an appropriate time. So saying they won't be providing any running commentary on this arrest. This is unprecedented in modern times. The last time a British royal family member faced prosecution was the trial of Charles I in the 1600s. So this is enormous news today here breaking in the UK, Manny.
Now, Kathryn, you did mention there briefly that the arrest should not be seen as any indication of guilt, and there are no charges laid as yet. Andrew has consistently denied any wrongdoing, but obviously what's transpired today is obviously a far cry from what the royals are used to.
Yeah, that's most certainly the case. There's been a lot of commentary here over the past few days as to the police protection that the royal family and members of the royal family are provided here, and whether or not it went too far, whether or not they were providing too much protection to individual members of the royal family, particularly during this point in time. That's been very much a topic of discussion here in the UK over the last few days, particularly, as you would imagine, with Sir Keir Starmer facing questions over his leadership as the Prime Minister of the UK. He, of course, has been heavily criticised for hiring Peter Mandelson as the UK ambassador to the US. His name has been mentioned in the Epstein files thousands of times. The depth and width of his relationship now fully on display here in the UK. Sir Keir Starmer has so far managed to maintain his position, but that may not be the case in the long term. So lots of discussion here over the Epstein files and how that could well impact people of public prominence.
And Kathryn, how long are we likely to wait for any developments, including any charges? Are we talking hours? Are we talking days here?
Look, I think it's just too early to say at this point in time when we might hear more. The Thames Valley Police press release that was put out very clearly states that we won't be providing a running commentary on this. This does not mean that there is any admission of guilt or this doesn't indicate that we actually believe that he did it. We are simply investigating after we were handed information that could well suggest that Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor provided confidential government information whilst he was trade envoy to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. So at this point in time, we just don't know how long it could be.
Is there any indication of what kind of treatment Mountbatten-Windsor could expect in custody?
Look, I think it's just too early to say at this point in time. I really don't have any information to say as to how he would be treated in custody.
And what's the reaction being there on the ground, Kathryn?
Well, look, I think the reaction is as you would expect it. All the major news bulletins are leading with it. They're going with rolling coverage. Journalists are deploying to Sandringham as we speak. I would expect that this story will very much dominate the news cycle here in the hours and days to come. This also comes off the back of King Charles making a statement just a couple of weeks ago now, where he said that he and the palace stood ready to help with any sort of police investigation. The King very much showing that that he is showing the public that he is ready to help the police in any way possible. This isn't a cover-up. I'm no longer protecting my younger brother. I think that's very much the message and the impression that we're getting from Buckingham Palace.
Kathryn Diss joining us there from our London bureau. Thank you very much.